According to our research, there have been several plea deals overseen by Ivan Bates during his time in the state's attorney's office that involved gun charges. So we pressed this candidate as he looks to be the next top prosecutor about these plea deals and his plan to change the system if elected. On the streets,
as a prosecutor, I've taken on violent criminals.
And at the podium.
Everybody in Baltimore wants the same thing. It's a safer Baltimore.
Candidate Ivan Bates targeting violent criminals as he looks to unseat two-term Marilyn Mosby as Baltimore's top prosecutor. Fox 45 News finding several cases during Bates' time in the state's attorney's office where the defendants got off on plea deals, like Leroy Johnson in 1999 pleading guilty to criminal possession with intent to distribute, sentenced to 5 years, getting all but time served, suspended. Or Derek Jackson pleading guilty to robbery with a deadly weapon, sentenced to 10 years in prison, again suspending all but time served. Now, Fox 45 News finding more than 100 cases with Bates serving as a line prosecutor where defendants served less time due to plea deals. Robert Hanna pleading guilty to second-degree murder, getting 30 years, 20 of them suspended. Or Charles Cox pleading guilty to a handgun charge, which was one of at least 7 different charges Cox had at one time, sentenced to 5 years. It's unclear what happened to the other charges. Overall, Fox 45 News finding 85 cases dropped in 29 different plea deals, which is about 90% of the gun-related cases we found. Given the number of plea deals that were handed out, would you change things based on your experience over the last 20 years or so if elected to the top?
Well, 20 years ago, things were in a different position. I wasn't the state's attorney. I filed the policies of the state's attorney. That's why I'm running to change those policies. We see how important the state's attorney's policies are. Any plea deal that I may have done that went below the guidelines, and back then the guidelines were different. So I can't go back and look at things from hindsight. I have to look at where we are today.
Bates says communication is key when dealing with cases, including the decision to offer a plea deal.
We have a problem.
Sean Kennedy with the Maryland Public Policy Institute says there are a lot of factors going into offering a plea deal, but says the issue becomes if deals are cut for repeat offenders regularly, sending people home with little to no accountability.
The state's attorney's office in Baltimore is so broken, it needs to be rebuilt from the ground up. It may be doing its job, but doing it fast and poorly is no substitute for justice.
Meanwhile, Bates says the pleas from his past were in line with policies at the time, and similar pleas are being made now under Marilyn Mosby's watch, raising concerns about the safety of the community as more people are released onto the streets with criminal histories. You can find the full list of the plea deals that we were found on our website at foxbaltimore.com. We're also investigating Tharu Vignaraj's plea deal history during his time in the state's attorney's office, as well as his time serving as a federal prosecutor. In Baltimore, Mackenzie Frost, Fox 45 News.